Oh, the vanishing drive already? But can he actually score a basket? Hey everyone, welcome to Elevate Your Power Level, where we analyze the artwork, life lessons, and sports movements from anime. I'm Coach Donnie, and I'm an art teacher, former animator, volleyball coach, and semi-professional athlete. In this video, we'll be reacting to Kuroko no Basket Season 2, Episode 16.5, which is the first OVA episode. Or is it the first one? I don't remember. But I want to thank all the fans for reminding me in the comments below to watch this OVA episode. So thanks again. Make sure you subscribe to this channel and turn on notifications for weekly reaction videos. Now let's get this Kuroko party started. I love these OVA episodes, all the backstory build-up. There's always these calm beginnings for a lot of these episodes here. That sound is really eerie, like something's about to happen in a horror movie. Let's listen to it again. It's kind of like this growing alien sound. And Kuroko practicing on his own. Oh, at least the animation is pretty good so far. Let me read that again. In the third strings gym, you can hear a ball bouncing. I don't understand that statement. In the third strings gym. So they have a gym that's mainly for starters for training, and then they have a third string, like a separate gym for not the good players to practice. Is that Haikyuu? Who is that guy? Oh, Aomine. Okay, everyone looks a little younger, so this is probably some type of flashback. Ghosts don't play basketball. And I wonder if this is before Aomine developed his attitude, or if this is still early on. I like those lines in the back of the head, kind of like that nervousness. If you think about how difficult it is to communicate emotion, like more of the subtle emotions, I think it's easy to communicate anger, sadness, excitement, but nervousness without seeing the face, or like anxiety or hesitance, that's hard to do. There we go, that's the the surprise look. Let's see what shoe brands there are, because when we watched Haikyuu, a lot of the brands were supposed to look like the A6 shoes. I don't know, that kind of has like a Puma stripe. Not sure what those are. Why is he so nervous about coming into the gym? I promise not to bring... No. Whoever did that part, who is the actor, did a really good job. I promise not to bring gravure magazines. Maybe that's like porno magazines. Evil spirit. Okay, so he probably thinks it's an evil spirit in the gym. Okay, so this is middle school. Ah, look at Kuroko. He looks so cute. He looks like a little boy. Even though he still looks like a little boy in high school, he looks a little bit more mature. Join our channel memberships and be a part of an exclusive interactive community where you receive early access to all my reaction videos 5 days before they get released, behind the scenes content, members only polls, monthly watch parties where you get to interact directly with me, and uncensored reaction videos with 100% opacity for an extra level of enjoyment. You'll also receive exclusive loyalty badges and custom emojis just for members. So click that join button below to enjoy your members only perks today. It's so cool to see Aomine's like light-hearted, fun young spirit before it became the douchebag. So is Kuroko a year younger than Aomine? Or maybe they're the same year. Ooh, look at the shoes. Let me finish that thought. So maybe Kuroko's at the same year as Aomine, but he just wasn't on the first string. And I think Aomine's in the first string. Look at that shoe where there's some dirt on it. White shoes just to show that he's kind of more of a well-practiced player. There's no such thing as bad guys who I like that mindset. If you love it, you have a chance to be good at it. Ah, so cute. We get to see the formation of their friendship. And is Aomine gonna teach him? Because he wants to be better at basketball? Ooh, prepare yourself. I like that. Kuroko already having this confidence. This is very intense. Oh, the vanishing drive already? But can he actually score a basket? That hurt. Okay, so he is on the third string, confirmed. So funny. He meant, so prepare yourself because I have a lot to learn. Like, be prepared to teach me a lot because I'm not that good. That's funny. You're weird. They both think each other are weird. This is cute. This is just like a very innocent reaction. Or not reaction, but interaction. Come with me if you want to play. Okay, Aomine dribbling with his left hand. Ooh, okay. Kuroko being able to keep up with him? Not really. Just dribbling around him. That's an interesting way to finish a basket. So you're doing a layup on the right side, but then you're finishing with your left hand. Usually when you play basketball, especially if there's nobody up, you want to jump off your left leg and then finish with your right arm. So you kind of make it harder for you to turn your hand that way. Wow, look at the animation of those eyes. Like when the pupils dilate to show excitement or intensity. And then the eye just kind of pulsates there. Moikai. That sounds so familiar. Moikai. Dude, these kids, this would never happen in the US where kids have full access to the gym. Because as a coach in America, I don't know if I would trust the kids that I coach to have a key to the gym. But this is great that they have access to it to practice whenever they want. And the animator did a very good job making them look younger. It disappeared. Great facial expressions too from this animator. Meiji Burger. So I want to comment on how to make characters look younger. One, you make their eyes look a little bit bigger, as they did here with Kuroko. You make the cheeks a little bit wider and you don't have cheekbones, because when you're younger you still have some of that baby fat left over and you don't have as much of a chiseled jaw, and you don't have as much musculature, and so that's how they've done a very good job making them look a little bit more boyish. And then their hair is not as well kept. If you notice, when they're in high school playing for Seirin, and I think Toho is that Aomine's team, the hair is a little bit more styled, but here it's kind of more puffy, kind of like a little boy would, because they're not going to be as well groomed. But see how their waists are thicker? They're not as V-tapered and athletically developed. Oh, what a nice guy. He gave him the burger. Arigatou gozaimasu. Man, what a good first string player to not be prejudiced against a third string player. I like Kuroko's work ethic. That's good that Aomine recognizes that there's even players on the first string who don't practice as hard as that. I want to add something too. This is like next level animation. Instead of just drawing someone who's talking like this, notice that there's also other actions going on, whether moving their shoulders or people walking in the background. But here you see him wrapping and finishing up the paper that was wrapped in the burger, because that's really what happens in everyday life. When you're talking to people, you're not just talking to them, you're actually doing other things, maybe organizing the table, walking, or fiddling with your hands. So really cool attention to detail from here. Maybe because Kuroko had slow reactions. Oh, okay, so he has potential. He has some gut instincts that he would predict he would have a fake. Yeah, what is it that Aomine is fascinated by Kuroko? I wonder if Aomine has any other friends. What the? Oh, that's probably some of the upperclassmen. Ooh, Midorima. That'd be hilarious if people actually did that in Japan. Like imagine in Japanese school, or not Japanese school, but in schools in Japan, students or upperclassmen had nets where they could capture other people to make them do things and drag them on campus. Alright, that ball bounce was not as smooth, so the basketball dies too early. Usually that first bounce should be very close to the previous arc, and then it doesn't start bouncing faster until the end. See, it's like a flat ball, kind of heavy. But I think it's cute that he's trying to imitate what he saw Aomine do. Ooh. Maybe because it takes more. The reason why he's enamored and impressed by Kuroko, because maybe because he's third string, he is impressed with how hard he still tries to be good at basketball. But he can tell that he likes basketball just as much as he does. Ooh. Man, I like this young Aomine. Giving encouragement and inspiration to Kuroko, a third stringer. Kamizaki. Probably more names I gotta learn later. Oh, why does Kuroko look so sad? Maybe I missed something. Maybe he wishes that he could be on that poster and be a part of those games. Oh, we get to learn why he's the leader. Oh, look at that. Great job illustrating the purple hair guy, showing that he hasn't fully come into his growth spurt where he's much taller, because here he's not looming over Aomine. So he's also a clean freak. Wow, That is like the most boyish look I've seen from Midorima, but we see how they made his eyes bigger and a little bit more cheeky. Damn, this guy is practicing hardcore. A little bit past 8:30 at night. Oh, Kuroko back into the gym. Oh, what's with the less sad look? Oh, that made me sad. Wow, 6 months with no improvement. I can definitely understand why someone would want to quit if they feel like they're not getting better or making progress. Man, for Aomine to say these things is kind of weird. Aomine might soon be one of my favorite characters because hopefully if he progresses back to this point to where he starts to become a team player and stands for these values, I mean, look at what he's saying. There's no way that someone that stays this late can be useless to the team and wants to practice this much. Maybe because he sees the same work ethic as he does. Like, that's where Aomine respects Kuroko, because they had the same work ethic. Both staying late to practice. The boy band crew returns. Oh, I get to introduce him to Kuroko. I like how they're saying, who is he in front of him? That's typical middle school behavior. Elitism. His type. Interesting. The fact that he can recognize that in Kuroko so early. I wonder how he senses that. So, wait. Is Kuroko already on the same team first string as Aomine? Did we just skip a whole storyline where he jumped up 2 teams? It's crazy that middle school basketball is this big in Japan. I wish they would have shown a little bit more detail into him progressing from like 3rd string to 2nd string and 2nd string to 1st string. Man, fist pump on the court. That's their secret handshake. I just love these nature scenes in anime. It just makes you feel so calm. Dang, 80 points by himself? That's pretty impressive. So, noticed his reaction. Like, I wonder why that comment bothered him. Maybe because he's starting to feel like there's no challenge and no more interesting. Yeah, basketball's not as interesting to him anymore. First of all, what coach would allow him to skip? That's what I want to know. Man, how many scenes are we gonna have of him taking his shirt off? Okay, now everyone looks like all of a sudden way more mature and a little too old for middle school. Offering to walk home. Hey, at least Aomine still wants to walk home with him. If he gets too good, maybe... Yeah, if he gets too good, he's going to obliterate other opponents and it's not going to be as challenging. That's an interesting approach. What does he want? Did I miss something? Besides, I don't think I'll ever get what I want. I wonder what he really wants. I thought most people... Oh, maybe he wants a great challenge. They just put ice cream in his back. Oh, that might be one of the funniest scenes in Kuroko. Oh. This is where Kuroko's confidence builds to where he's not afraid to speak honestly with one of the best players in the area. The evil laugh has started. So a new challenge. He wants to take even more than 20 points. See, it's hard to tell that if they're still in middle school or high school because now everyone's figures are so developed and we went from a jump from looking very boyish to now everyone's got huge muscles, trimmed down, more cheekbones, more chiseled face. And so I think at least through middle school they should have kept that boyish look the entire time. And I know they probably switched out animators for this and it's just their interpretation, but it would have been better for the visual storytelling to keep things in that timeline. Oh, alley-oop, but he's already dunking in middle school. 130 points. That's a lot. That is a lot for middle school. Look at that. Everyone said, oh, except for Midorima. He's the only one. His way of acknowledging is fixing his glasses. Yeah, he's zoned out. If it's not stimulating or competitive enough, it's hard for him to focus. Man, the fact that she knows just right off the bat. Oh, interesting that... that's the difference between... I'm sorry, guys. I already forgot the pink-haired guy's name. We'll just call him the captain of Teiko. So that's the difference between Aomine and the captain of Teiko. I'm assuming that Teiko is a better player than Aomine, especially since how everyone treats him and looks up to him. But the fact that Teiko's desire is to beat them even more and Aomine's desire is to look for a bigger challenge. It's interesting that they're both very competitive, but they express that in different ways. So here he wants to crush him even further. Oh, well, okay, so Kuroko already has learned how to do some of that one-handing pass. Who said this is too one-sided? Can't tell if that was Kuroko thinking that or the other guy. those are some really good fluid animation movements. And these like panning camera angles, that's so hard to do. Look at that running cycle here. So usually when you do a running cycle, when you first do it, you do it from the profile view because the image is really flat, and it's very easy to have the arms not change length or size, they just change the angle. But when you're trying to animate from a different angle, so you have this bottom 45-degree upward angle, man, like the hand has to go small to big. You see how my hand goes big to small as it's going like further in space, as well as the foot. That's really, really good animation. Let's watch that again. Yeah, just the spinning camera angle. And man, who is that? A thought he had in his head, or does someone say that to him? Oh, when people stop, okay, when people stop playing, everyone's standing around. But the captain of Teiko put him in this position, like, keep passing it to him. Maybe he did it on purpose, knowing that this was going to happen. Because look at that, he's looking at him, he understands what's going on. I wonder why he wanted that to happen. Look at little Kuroko still trying hard. Oh, no fist pump. Oh, and that's when he becomes full dark mode. That's a great scene. You have the fist like waiting for that return of affection and affirmation and connection and brotherhood. And Aomine just continues to run off on his own path in the distance. That's a great visual analogy. And this is when he starts sleeping on the roof. Yeah. Okay, at least there's some coaches out there that are willing to say no to him. That is such a really interesting mindset, to not want to practice more because you don't want to continue to get even better than everybody else, because then it's not interesting. The first meeting between Imayoshi So I'm assuming Aomine is not in high school just yet. He's just visiting the high school. He's got the evil glass look. Too delicate. Ooh. Calling him out. Or maybe this is a mind game to make him want to come to the school. Oh, that's interesting that Imayoshi can see all this just from observing him. Alright, let's think about that, but unfortunately nobody else wants that. So maybe he's trying to entice Aomine to say, but I want that for you. I want you to have a challenge. I see how bored you are. Is he wearing slippers? He is wearing slippers at school. Okay, so maybe it says we don't want someone with that type of mindset, but if you're ready to play hard and want to win no matter what, then we're ready to have you. That's my interpretation of this conversation. It's a tag team between the coach and the captain. It's kind of like Imayoshi's kind of like an evil mastermind. I think this is a new outro because everyone's wearing their middle school uniforms here. And this is where Kuroko and Aomine continue to further separate in their relationship, which breaks my heart. And Kuroko probably still trying to console Aomine and challenge him to don't give up. But you see the sadness in Aomine. Like, that's really interesting. You see the sadness in his eyes. Like, I don't like to be here. I don't want to be the best because then it's not fun anymore. And maybe Aomine just told him that, actually, what did I'm going to this school, or like I'm not going to practice, because Kuroko looks upset. Oh. And they have officially parted ways. I must say, I really enjoyed this OVA episode, and just like many of you said, it provides the much needed backstory and depth behind Kuroko and Aomine's backstory. And like I said in my reaction, it does make me sad, but it definitely helps me have a lot more empathy for Aomine. And I think visually it was really important for me to see Aomine how he was before he became this type of person, where I should kind of feel bad for calling him a douchebag now, because I mean, even though as a coach you should never allow a player to just show up to games and not practice, or to have that type of attitude, I have a much better understanding as to why Aomine is the way he is. He was the guy that stayed after and practiced, and he built his skill so good that it just wasn't fun anymore. And you have this weird space you're trying to navigate. It's kind of almost like whether you're thinking about breaking up with your girlfriend or boyfriend or not. Like, you really love this person still, but it's no longer life-giving for you. But you don't want to separate just yet, because you still like it just enough, and you've put so much work into it. And so you're kind of caught in between two places. And Aomine is just looking for purpose. Like, before it was just, how can I be as good as I can at basketball? And then now that he's the best player, it's like, well, what's my next purpose? And so I understand why he looks lost and why he looks a little sad. But it was really cool to see Kuroko have such intensity with this separation of the friendship, of almost like, hey, I'm gonna beat you, or I'm gonna show you that there's something greater in basketball than what you're chasing after. So that was a really cool way to end it, and I can't wait to see what's gonna happen in the next game, and to finally see the result between Toho and Seirin.